So guys, in this video, I want to talk about the upcoming David Goggins challenge, the 4x4x48 challenge. And I'm going to give you guys some advice from my experience last year doing the challenge and hopefully try to relieve some of the suffering that is coming your way, because it is going to get very tough. And if you don't do these things, then you might find it a little bit harder than you would if you did do them. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with the pros and cons of actually doing this sort of challenge, because it is pretty goddamn stupid if I'm honest, and you have to be an absolute maniac if you think like doing this is going to be any fun at all. So the pros have to be quite good if you are willing to do this, and one of the pros for me was just improving self-discipline. So it takes a maniac, like I said, to do this sort of thing, get up every 4 hours and do 4 miles, especially when it's cold, wet and dark. So it is going to help improve your personal discipline, and it's also going to give you lots of confidence going forward in terms of doing other challenges or doing other physical events, and possibly even improve your mental confidence as well. So when you're going forward to do these physical events, you feel more capable in terms of passing them and completing them. So it is really good for improving your personal discipline and your personal growth overall. I think that's one of the reasons why David Goggins does it every year, just to get out of his comfort zone and start feeling pretty bad and sort of callous his mind, as he always says. So some of the cons about doing it is, well, you're running 4 miles every 4 hours. It's pretty horrible, if I'm honest. Your body, your ankles, your legs is just going to be absolutely trashed for at least 2 to 3 days afterwards as well. You have no time to do anything else throughout them 2 days, so you might as well just write off a weekend or write off 2 days if you're going to do it through the week, because on the downtime that you do get, you are just going to be resting and trying to recover as best you can, getting your nutrition in, which is going to be some of the advice that I'm going to talk about in a little bit now. So it is very, very difficult, and some of the cons probably do outweigh the pros, but getting out your comfort zone and getting that personal growth is going to be really beneficial, and it's going to give you a lot of confidence going forward. So some of my advice when doing this is, like I said earlier, is going to be recovery. It's all about recovery. In them, and you can just wrap them around your knees like so. So it's going to be another recovery method I'm going to be using, as well as obviously stretching off and possibly do some ice baths. You've only got a maximum of probably about 3 hours in between each sort of running period, so you need to prioritize recovery as much as you possibly can. So stretch off as much as you possibly can, hydrate as much as you possibly can, and I would advise getting some sort of electrolyte drink so you can constantly be taking that on board throughout your runs, and as soon as you finish your run, make sure you're rolling out the muscles and stuff like that, because you are going to get stiff, especially after the first 2 to 3 runs. You'll start feeling it a little bit, and just do the best you can to stretch off as much as you possibly can. The other thing I would probably advise doing as well is, in between these runs, after the first day, you are going to start feeling very, very tired in terms of sleep. So even though it's through the daytime, I would still try and get a couple of hours in if you can. That's what I try to do. Just get a couple of hours kipping and just try to recuperate as much as you possibly can. When you start getting to that 8th, 9th, 10th run, it starts getting very, very difficult, and your body's just absolutely killing you and you've got nothing left in you. But when you get to that 12th one, you get a little spurt of energy because you can see the finish line, and you can sort of go for it and pick the pace up. But my pace slowly went down throughout the couple of runs. I went off quite quick, probably a bit too quick. And then as I started getting halfway through, my body started to fatigue and I started getting little niggles, little pains. My recovery started going really bad because I just was too tired afterwards. I started getting a bit lazy with the recovery and the nutrition and stuff like that. So that would be one of my biggest tips, is just to pay attention to the recovery more than the actual running. Get out there, do the running. If you need to walk, then walk. If you've got a treadmill and you want to use that inside on a night, that'd probably be ideal as well, because you don't want to be running in pitch black and stuff like that, especially if you're a woman and you don't feel comfortable obviously going out and running in the dark. Then if you've got a treadmill, I would advise to use that. Prioritize your recovery and just do the best you possibly can to get through it, because it is goddamn tough. When you get to the end, it'll be all worth it. Okay guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you got some advice from this video and you are feeling a little bit more motivated towards giving this challenge a go. It is very, very tough, but get out there, get it done, and I'm sure you will enjoy it as much as I did. Catch you later. See you in the next one.